All right, welcome everybody. This is Stephen Michael Miller here with Strongbrook. So glad to have you here today. Whether you're joining us live or you're somewhere around the country, just want to say a huge welcome to you. Thank you for tuning in today. And one of the things that I've recognized throughout all of my presentations that I've done everywhere around the nation, around the world, is that we all have certain resources available to us. We've got time, we have energy, and we have money. Now, a lot of people think that money is your most valuable resource. We're here to talk about creating wealth in every aspect of your life. But you know, money isn't your most valuable resource. Neither is energy. Both of those things can be replenished, right? Money you can go out and earn more of. Your energy, you can go to sleep and get more of that. Your time, though, is your most valuable resource. And so the fact that you're spending some of your time here with me today, I just wanted to say thank you very, very much for being here with us. A couple things before we get started. Make sure that you've got a pen and paper ready, because there are some things that we're going to be discussing today where you are going to get an aha moment. You're going to have a moment where you're going to learn something. You're going to get some intuition coming to you of things that you need to do for some next steps in your life to create more wealth in every aspect of your life. So make sure you've got that pen and paper ready, because you're going to want to take some notes as we move along. Now, I want to start here with just a little bit of a story. And, you know, I come from a background where I learned a lot as a child. My background means, and what I mean by that is I came from a very, very poor background. I had parents who were amazing. They loved me, and they told me every day that I could create anything that I wanted to, that I could do anything that I wanted to. But the interesting thing about that was there was a strange dichotomy, because although they told me that I could do anything, I would observe them. And they were often stuck in various aspects of their life, specifically in their finances. They couldn't move forward. They couldn't get ahead. There was always this ceiling that they seemed to hit. And no matter how hard they tried, no matter how much education they got, no matter what they did, that financial ceiling seemed to always be there. There was always this self-imposed or for them, this limitation that they just couldn't see. And so I'm going to talk today about how we create wealth in every part of our life. In our finances, absolutely. In our relationships, how do we create just thriving, beautiful relationships? How do we create the health that we want physically? And how do we step into that personal power and claim those things that are ours, the things that we want to do and be? How do we go out there and become more? So we're going to talk about that today. But before I get into how we do that, I want to step back again into my story here for a little bit. Born and raised very, very poor. I remember one day when I was 9 years old, I wanted to do something that I had never done before. I wanted to actually build a tree house. Now, as a 9-year-old boy growing up poor, I knew that I wouldn't be able to do that by going to my parents and asking them for the resources. I had this belief based on my entire childhood, because every time I went to my parents and I had asked them for something, they would say, "Stephen, no, we can't do that. Stephen, no, we can't. No, no, no." That was the conversation in our home. It wasn't, "Hey, let's find out a way." It was, "Sorry, we can't afford it. We don't have the money. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that." And so that was the life that I kind of grew up in. And I'm sure that there are several out here that are listening today where you've probably had a similar circumstance. Financial matters are one of those things that most of us grow up not having enough, right? Our parents have taught us, and they've told us, and it doesn't stem just from them. It stems from their parents as well. Those people that, you know, some of them who went through the Great Depression, they experienced a lot of lack, and they experienced this idea of we don't have enough. So we have to scrape by and scrimp to make ends meet. So this was how I grew up. And I wanted to build this tree house. I wanted this more than anything, but I knew I couldn't go to them for the resources. So one day I thought to myself, well, I really want to build this. I need to figure out how I want to build it. And so I would circle around this tree, and I would go around it again and again and again, looking up in the branches and figuring out exactly where I wanted to place the different levels of this treehouse. Now, I don't know if you're like me and you've ever wanted to build a treehouse, but I want you for just a moment to imagine a dream that you've got. I want you to think for a second of something that you've always wanted to accomplish, or maybe something that you still want to accomplish that you haven't yet accomplished. And I want you to imagine it. I want you to get very, very detailed, because for me, when I wanted to build this treehouse, I got super detailed. I knew exactly what I wanted to create. I would circle around this tree and I would imagine exactly where I would place certain boards, how I would place them, the different levels and how I would do that. And I would do this over and over and over again. Well, one day the thought came to my mind, Stephen, why don't you share your dream? Why don't you share your vision with some people? Well, the people that I was closest to at the time and still am were my family. So I went to my siblings and I said, hey guys, I want to build this tree house. And growing up like we did in a situation where we'd never had enough money, when I told them I wanted to build a tree house, what do you think they said to me? Well, if you're thinking that they said, go ahead, Stephen, you can do it, you're wrong. They didn't say that. What they said was, Stephen, there's no way, right? You can't do this. Again, this was the conversation in our home. We can't, we don't have enough, sorry, we can't, right? So that was the conversation. I went to my siblings, they said, no, Stephen, there's no way that you can do that. And it's actually probably a little bit worse than that. They said, Stephen, you're stupid. Why are you even thinking that you can do something like this? And so here I was already, just in the beginning phases of my dream, just in the thought processes, already I'm facing this opposition. Well, because my parents had told me that I could do anything that I wanted to, I believed them. And I wanted to make it happen. So when I heard my siblings say, Stephen, you're stupid, you can't do it, I had this swelling desire inside of me that said, no, I've got to make this happen. I've got to do something. I've got to not just be okay with that answer anymore. I've got to get out there and I've got to make it happen. And so you can imagine this 9-year-old boy burning with this desire to create and build this tree house, but not knowing exactly where to go because the people that were dearest to me were telling me it couldn't be done. Well, here I was, 9 years old. I had imagined it. I thought to myself, I've got to find the resources, right? When you don't have the resources, you have to become resourceful. Well, one thing that I didn't tell you as a kid was I said that we were poor, but I never defined that because poor means different things for different people. Poor for me meant that we were on welfare for the majority of my childhood. It meant that we didn't go on field trips that cost $4 or $5 because we didn't have the $4 or $5. Poor for me meant when I was about 7 or 8 years old, my father took me for the first time to learn the family trade, which was dumpster diving, right? We got a lot of our meals out of dumpsters, grocery dumpsters and different things like that. So here I was, 9 years old. The thought came to me, well, Stephen, you're no stranger to dumpster diving. Why don't you just go and look in dumpsters to see if you can find the materials that you need? And we lived on these old city blocks. I grew up in St. Petersburg, Florida, down on the south side of St. Petersburg, Florida. And we had these old city blocks that were brick roads and everything like that. But right down the middle, we had these dirt alleyways. And along the dirt alleyways, we had these massive dumpsters. I mean, these dumpsters that would, they'd service 3 to 4 homes. These were huge dumpsters. And I remember thinking to myself, I've seen people discard old furniture, old construction materials, just different things that I could potentially use to build my treehouse. So I started my search. I started going down and looking by the side and inside of these old dumpsters, and I started collecting wood. I remember one day I found an old door. This is an old exterior wood door, and this is solid wood, not the hollow interior doors, right, but the solid exterior wood doors. I grabbed that by the handle. It had the knob still on it. You can imagine this 9-year-old boy just kind of dragging this door down the dirt alleyway. And I started taking and getting all this wood, and I would pile it in my backyard right next to this old dilapidated garage that we had. I started piling wood. One day I found an old waterbed. And I don't know if you remember those waterbeds, or if any of you that are watching today had one or knew someone that had one. But those waterbeds, a lot of it was just old particle board. But the surround that actually kept the water bags in place was made of pressure-treated 2x8s or 2x10s. And so that was perfect wood for my project. Grabbed some of the plywood that it sat on, and I'm just piling this wood. I finally got to the point where I had enough wood. I didn't need to go gather anymore. But I didn't have anything to fasten it to the tree. I didn't have nails. I didn't have screws. And again, this is another roadblock, another test for me, right? I didn't know what to do to move forward. I had the thought, came to me, Stephen, look inside that old dilapidated garage and see if you can find some nails and screws. So I said, okay. I did. I grabbed a dustpan, a broom. I started sweeping up this whole place and organizing it. And I say dilapidated, but just to give you a little bit of a better picture, it had some holes in the roofs. The windows, it had a couple windows, and both of them were kind of broken, and pieces of it were missing. And so the elements had gotten to this old garage. And the cement floor, at least that was once cement, had turned to dirt. So this is kind of what it was. And I'm sweeping this up, and I'm cleaning everything, and I'm organizing everything that's in there. And by the time I'm finished, I had a good-sized handful of nails, screws, things that I could use to start my treehouse. So I get to work. I make some steps to get up into the tree. I start pulling wood up. I start placing it where I want to. I nail some things in. Where it doesn't work, I pull it back out and nail it again and figure out exactly. And I'm starting to build my treehouse. And I get it to a certain point where I ran out of my nails, but I didn't have, but I had a whole lot more wood. My dream wasn't completed. My vision wasn't done. And as I had gone around and pictured it over and over and over again, I knew that it just wasn't complete yet. So one day I'm up in my treehouse, and I hear this voice coming from the back door of my house, calling my name. It was my mother. And she asked me to come down, so I hurried up, went down the treehouse, went to where she was standing, and she had her hand behind her back. Now, she leaned over to me and said, "Stephen, I've got a surprise for you, but you can't tell your siblings." And for me, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but for me, when Mom said, "Hey, you can't tell your siblings," you know it's going to be good. So I'm really excited. She takes her arm out from behind her back, and she opens up this brown paper bag. And inside this brown paper bag was a brand new box of 16 penny nails. Now, I want to help you understand something here. I don't know if you're into construction or if you know what that means, but these 16 penny nails, these are the 3 to 3.5 inch just galvanized, beautiful nails, perfect for my project, exactly what I needed to complete my vision, my dream, and my goal. I grabbed that bag out of her hand. I don't know if I snatched it or not, but I was really excited. I took it out of her hand, threw my arms around her neck, gave her a big hug and kiss, and took that and went to go complete my dream and my vision. Now, I learned some things here. We're talking again about creating real wealth in every part of your life. And I learned some lessons that I hope you're getting the gist of here. I hope you're going to write some of this down because I think this is very crucial. Number one, I learned that when I had a goal, when I had something that I want to accomplish, regardless of the circumstances, and regardless of whether I had the resources or not, I learned that if I would persist in my goals, the way would be made available. I would receive that intuition, that inspiration. People or resources would come into my life that I didn't know I even had access to. Number two, I also learned that sometimes some of the deepest trials that we go through can provide for us means and ways to accomplish our goals that we face in the future. Here I was in a situation where it's not fun to go dumpster diving. It's not fun to be in a situation where you have to find food out of dumpsters. But that provided me with the opportunity and the thought to be resourceful when I needed to find those resources. I needed to find another way to get those resources. The third lesson, though, was huge for me. In the moment where I felt that I didn't have the resources, right? I felt that I couldn't go to my mother to ask her for nails or wood or whatever. I'm going to ask you a question. Was it true? Was it true that I couldn't ask her? No, absolutely not. We know that it wasn't true because in the end it was my mother who provided me exactly what I needed to accomplish my goal, to accomplish my vision. So I got in my own way. I had a limiting belief that kept me from accomplishing my goal sooner. I had a limiting belief that kept me from achieving what it was that I wanted to achieve. And it only came from here in my past experiences. I allowed those past experiences to dictate my future rather than making a conscious choice in the present to accomplish that. Moving forward, I could have easily asked my mom, and chances are, because of that situation, she would have said yes and gotten me those nails. I just didn't think that I could. And so I got in my own way. So how do we create the wealth in every part of our life? Well, I'm going to jump into that here in just a second. Actually, right now. So I want to talk about a few different things. First of all, financially. What does our finances look like right now? As an American people, right, for the average American, what does it look like? We know that for the majority of us, we're not creating the wealth that we want. Retirement's just not going to look like what we hoped it would. So we've got to do something different. If we look at the statistics, we used to think that $1 million was going to be enough. If I could just accumulate $1 million, then I'll have enough to be able to retire on. I'll be able to retire comfortably. Well, let me ask you a question. if we are living longer than we ever have, right, and we're living far past retirement now, is it going to be enough? And not just enough for us, but is it going to be enough for us to even leave that legacy that a lot of us, I think, want to leave? I know for me, I've got 7 children. I want so badly, I'm going to be able to leave them a powerful and beautiful legacy. But is $1 million going to be enough? If we just accumulate this pile of money, are we going to have it? Well, we know that it's not going to happen, right? 60% of us at retirement have less than $25,000 saved. And I'm talking about your retirement accounts, your 401ks, your IRAs, even your home equity, right? We have less than $25,000. If you're used to earning $40,000 a year or 50 or 60 or 70, how long is that going to last you? It's just not going to be enough. So there's the finances, our relationships. What do our relationships look like for the average American? Well, we know that 40 to 50% of married couples in the United States go through divorce. If 40 to 50% of married couples are experiencing divorce, are going through divorce, then can we learn something about how to strengthen our relationships? Is there something that we can do to actually have a growing and thriving relationship that we're not doing? And how do we learn these things? And what about our health? We look at this, more than 1/3, 34.9%, or 78.6 million people, U.S. adults, are obese, right? We're struggling physically. We're not able to do those things that we wanted to do. I tell you, for me, I grew up with a father who was at his heaviest 420 pounds. And if you can imagine that, 420 pounds, and he wasn't like 6'10", right? I mean, he was 6 foot, barely, right? And 420 pounds. I remember as a kid having to put his socks and shoes on him for him because he couldn't do it himself. That caused a lot of pain. It caused a lot of trouble in our household and through our childhood. I mean, my father couldn't come out and play catch like a normal scenario because he would get out of breath. He would fall asleep. He had sleep apnea. It caused so many different things. So if we're suffering with all these different things, and how do we overcome this? How do we break through those ceilings? I talked about that ceiling that my parents experienced financially, where they could never kind of get past that. How do we blow past those different ceilings that we do? How do we break through these areas when we're stuck? And one of the greatest things that I've learned in life, and when I have seen the very most success and the most accelerated growth for me in every aspect of my life, are those times when I have had mentors. And who are mentors, right? Mentors are people that motivate us. They empower us. They help us to navigate through some of those different trials that we face, right? They teach us things that we don't otherwise know. They originate new experiences and new opportunities for us and help us to drive results that we haven't received before. Again, accelerating our progress. I love this quote here. A good mentor goes, knows, and shows the way. You know, don't be fooled by those people that just want to teach you everything. I worked for a company years ago that was all about mentorship, quote unquote, and in the financial aspect of things. This company would help people with stock option businesses and internet businesses and real estate businesses. But at the end of the day, when you bought their package, you weren't talking with somebody who knew and actually went and could show the way. You were talking with a college kid who was reading a script, right? Is that the kind of mentor you want? Oh, absolutely not. I think we want mentors, again, who have been there and who have done that. Now, here's a great example. This is Michael Jordan. Now, hopefully you know who Michael Jordan is, but if you don't, let me help you understand. Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I remember watching Michael Jordan on the television just play game after game as he played with the Bulls. You'd see him in playoff after playoff, and I can't remember now specifically, but I think he has 6 or 7 rings, actually NBA championship rings. The guy was just unbelievable. He revolutionized the game of basketball. But Michael Jordan wasn't just successful on the court. Michael Jordan was successful off of the court as well. And what's even better for me, and what I see from him, and what he says here in this quote, is he says, other than my parents, no one had a bigger influence on my life than Coach Smith. Well, who was Coach Smith? Coach Smith was his coach during his time at the North Carolina Tar Heels when he played in college. It was his college coach. He says he was more than a coach. He was my mentor, my teacher, my second father. Coach was always there for me whenever I needed him. And I loved him for it. In teaching me the game of basketball, he taught me about life. So again, here's Michael Jordan, very successful on the court, but financially, he figured things out that most individuals in his shoes don't. Look at what happens to professional sports, people that get into professional sports at a young age. A lot of them, they earn a lot of money, they sign these multi-million-dollar contracts, they get injured, and then they're broke. And they will earn millions and millions and millions of dollars, and then something happens and all of a sudden they're broke. Well, how do you go from earning $30,000 a year or $20,000 a year to now millions of dollars a year and not put some of it away or not treat it appropriately? Why does that happen? I'll tell you. The reason why it happens is because if you were broke and you were living paycheck to paycheck on $1,000 a month, you're going to be broken paycheck to paycheck on $100,000 a month. Just because you have more money doesn't mean you've changed your thought process, your operating system, the way that you go about life. Michael Jordan was able to tap into some mentors who taught him differently, and because of it, he has an $80 million per year residual income through his Nike endorsements. That's reported by Forbes magazine in 2015. He's got a net worth of $1 billion or a little bit over $1 billion. The guy has done some amazing things, and now he's able to do a lot of other things because he has learned from mentors that have gone before him, people that have showed him the way. So for us, we need mentors. If we want to accelerate our growth and we don't want to have to just trial and error and try and fail until we finally figure it out. I mean, if you've ever heard it, in order to be expert in certain aspects of your life, you need to spend 10,000 hours in that specific thing. If you want to be an expert, in health, you want to be an expert in finances, you need to be willing and ready to dedicate that time, or you get to learn from mentors who have been there, done that, and distilled that information so that you can accelerate your growth process. So my question for you is, how powerful could it be for you to be able to tap into that type of mentorship in aspects of your wealth, right? Your financial life, your health, the connection that you have, your relationships, and your personal power. What if you could access 24/7 that type of mentorship from people that are just some of the greatest, amazing minds in the world today? Well, this is what we've put together. Truly world-class mentorship available 100% of the time for every breakthrough that you might need. This is what we call the Limitless Mentoring Network. And I want to just show you a little bit about what this means. We've got 3 different levels of things that are available to you for what we have here in the Limitless Mentoring Network. First of all, live mentoring. You can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars with mentors. Trust me. Our executive team here at Strongbrook, we understand it. We have spent a lot of money hiring experts, hiring mentors, hiring people that have been there and done that to help us to, again, shorten our process. Every single week through this app, we offer live mentorship where you can actually get questions answered. You can figure things out. You can tap into some of our experts that are part of our network in all these different areas, like I talked about already: health, wealth, connection, and power. This is just an amazing process, and you can access this from your phone, right? Whether you're an Android user or an Apple user, doesn't matter, right? You can access directly from your phone through our app. Really excited about that. Number 2, we have live mentoring events. Now, no matter what it is that you're looking to focus on, right? Maybe your relationships need some help. Maybe your personal life needs some help. Maybe you need to stand up for yourself and really dive into your personal power, become the person that you want to be. Maybe you'd like to just work on your finances, right? Maybe you want to work on some of your connections. We've got some amazing events that can help you accelerate and really kind of get a jump start in those different areas of your life. And you can see these different events here. We've got one called Limitless, which we're going to talk about here in just a second, our Wealth Intensive, as well as our Mentor Academy. Starting here with Limitless. What does it mean to be limitless? What does it mean to remove those personal limitations, those things that you've placed upon yourself? For me, again, back in my story with my tree house, I told myself that I couldn't go to my mother. I told myself I couldn't go to my father and ask for those resources. Was that true? We've already established it. Absolutely not. It wasn't true. That was a limitation I placed on myself. What if I hadn't done that? How many aspects and areas of your life could you, if you were to remove those personal limitations, would you see unprecedented growth and success? Well, sometimes those personal limitations are blind spots to us. We don't even know that they're there. We don't even know that we're limiting ourselves. Limitless is all about removing those limitations, breaking through some of those biggest blocks so that you can crush your results, so you can do more than you've ever done before. Learning the art of belief breakthrough and how that can lead to all the different positive changes that you want to affect in your life. This is a $499 event. It is a 3-day event. As a matter of fact, I'm standing right now on the stage where we're going to be holding our next Limitless. We've got an amazing group of individuals that are going to be here. This is something that you definitely want to be a part of if you want to jumpstart your process in overcoming and breaking through some of those limitations. Just a few individuals that have experienced it and some of the things that they've said. Here's Jason W. When we came to Limitless, we had $15 in our bank account, and we were 9 months behind on our house. Since Limitless, we've created over $33,000. I am limitless. Wow. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable results. Here's Gary Norris. I've lost 54 pounds in 90 days with Limitless. How many of you have struggled with, weight loss goal after weight loss goal after weight loss goal? Is there a possibility that there's a limiting belief there that if we were able to help you break through it, all of a sudden you'd see unbelievable and tremendous results? Well, that's what happened with Gary Norris. And here's another one from Marianne. Anthony and I had decided to separate, and then Limitless taught us about unconditional love. We learned how to show up in our marriage in a totally new way. This instantaneously changed our marriage for the better. Again, for anybody who wants better relationships, maybe in their marriage, with a significant other, with their children, and whoever that might be, Limitless has some amazing tools to help you do so. All right, the second one here is our Wealth Intensive. Now, I love this Wealth Intensive because, again, this is all about teaching and learning those things that can help you get to the next level financially speaking, right? What are some of the greatest things that you can learn to create financial freedom in the next 10 years? How are college kids and retired individuals creating a real residual income? How are they doing that right now? Businesses that produce thousands of dollars a month in less than a year, the top 5 no money business and real estate strategies, as well as mastering the mindset of money. I'll tell you, this idea of mindset of money, again, going back to Michael Jordan and comparing him with the average individual that gets into professional sports, there's a world of difference in their financial outcomes. How do we change our financial mindset? How do we do things differently so that we're not just repeating the patterns of old or repeating the patterns of our parents or our grandparents? How do we learn those different things so that we hold on to more of that money? Not only do we create it, we manage, protect it, and help it to grow appropriately. This is all what this Wealth Intensive is all about. Again, this is a 3-day intensive event all about creating, managing, protecting, and growing that wealth. It's a $499 event and just unbelievable value there. So highly recommend that event as well. Here are some individuals that have attended that event and what they've said. Here's Jill M. The Wealth Intensive is the correct term to use, emphasis on intense. A lot of great information. Some of the biggest things I'm walking away with are solutions. Solutions of where to get started now. I feel so empowered. Awesome there from Jill. We've got Carl A. The last 3 days have opened my eyes to the possibilities that I have, opened up and reignited my desires for real estate and creating a legacy for me and my kids. And then, of course, last but not least, here's Suzanne. I loved all the inclusive training. I learned so many things I never even knew that I didn't know. Again, how do we uncover those blind spots? This is a fantastic way to do so. Wills and trusts, lease option ideas, sandwich financing. I love this training, and we'll do it again to recapture the things that I missed first go around. So intense. It's just like drinking from a fire hose, right? Getting so much information of actionable items, things that you can actually implement to start improving your financial outcome. The third event here, that's part of this mentoring network, this Limitless Mentoring Network, is our 3-day business workshop. We call it the Mentor Academy. This 3-day workshop is unbelievable. One of the beliefs that we have, and we know because we've seen it over and over and over again, is because of our unique circumstances, our unique experiences, right, our talents and abilities. Everything that we have as individuals is unique. And what we've learned is that those unique set of gifts and talents and abilities and circumstances and experiences that you've had qualify you to be able to bring value to people in a way that I couldn't or that someone else couldn't. There is a demand for the value that you can bring to the table. Here at the Mentor Academy, we help individuals to launch their 6-figure business, how to productize their own message, their set of circumstances into a lucrative program that you can sell. We talk about the most successful marketing strategies, how to develop your signature presentation, to keep coming back for more, how to close people into your business, how to actually present it in a way where they want to keep on coming back and paying you money because that value is so huge that you are now trading that value for value, right? This is a 3-day amazing business workshop. Again, $499. So much value in that. It's just unbelievable. I love that Mentor Academy. Here are some individuals that have participated in some of the things that they've said. Stacy, participating in the Mentor program has been the missing piece I've been looking for. I don't simply just have my message, but now I know how to deliver it for maximum impact. Chris has been masterful in bringing this new awareness and experience to me. Here's Kara Brandt. This has been a unique refiner's fire, giving me an opportunity to break through anything that will hold me back from living my mission. In 2 short weeks, I am 100 times more confident in who I am as a mentor and presenter. And then here's Jane Norris. Although already an award-winning speaker, life coach, and successful businesswoman, this program was exactly what I needed to take my skills from experience to exceptional. This program has made it possible for me to craft my message concisely, deliver it powerfully, and inspire masterfully. Again, if you feel like there's something inside you that you just want to let out, something that you want to share with the world that you feel will bless the people all around that need to hear that message, this is the event for you. All right, it's all part of here, the Limitless Mentoring Network. Now, the third thing is we have also Limitless On-Demand Mentoring. We have gathered some of the greatest minds in the world and said, hey, let's give as much as we possibly can to individuals that are serious about growth. They're serious about growth in all the different aspects we've been talking about: wealth, health, personal connection, and personal growth. And so what we've done is we've gathered over $250,000 worth of programs, products, and trainings, all available on the Limitless On-Demand Mentoring as part of this program, part of this app. It's unbelievable. Every aspect of life. You see here just a grouping of some of our mentors and some of their courses. Again, this is accessible 24/7. So when you don't have access to your mentor or you aren't coming to one of our events, how do you continue that growth? Very easy. You take out your phone and you access it 24/7 from wherever you are. And this is just an unbelievable value as well. So, Carson, can we go ahead and pull up that video? I'd love to show, this is just a great kind of explanation of what the Limitless Mentoring Network provides for you.
So this is life. We all have one. We each have something we are destined to accomplish. What is your destiny? Why are you here? You know you've thought about it time and time again. Are you living the life you were born for? What happens when you go to work each day? Do you just go through the motions? In the hectic pace of life, do you find yourself wondering, shouldn't there be something more? The truth is you have enormous potential. You've only tapped a fraction of it. The question is, how do you unlock the rest? Everyone knows that behind every successful athlete, there's a coach or a mentor who has nurtured and guided and pushed them to success. A second set of eyes, pointing out blind spots, giving encouragement, and holding the focus on what matters most. In sports, mentorship is the secret to success. But what if you're not an athlete? What if your goals and life ambitions lie somewhere else altogether? The same rule applies. Mentorship is a golden key. In every field, athletics, business, the arts, science, politics, the world's most successful individuals have all had mentors and coaches who've steered them along their path to great achievement. The fact is, the right mentor can change your life. You might be working yourself to exhaustion, heading down the wrong path. An experienced mentor can give you the courage and insight to switch direction and set yourself on the road to success. So why don't more people invest in mentorship? typically because of the high cost and time commitment. What if you could find world-class mentoring for free and on your own schedule? Welcome to the Strongbrook Mentoring Network. The Strongbrook Mentoring Network gives you unlimited access to some of the world's most successful individuals. You'll get video courses, audio programs, and best-selling books in every field of life: business, health and nutrition, finance, relationships, family life, fitness, public speaking, branding, marketing, and the list goes on. And all this mentoring is available to you instantly, whenever you need it. New ideas and insights guaranteed to change the way you live your life. You can also join us in person or online for live monthly mentoring events where our top mentors take the stage to train and teach. Mentors like Kevin Harrington, original shark on ABC's hit show Shark Tank, or Hall of Fame motivational speakers like Les Brown and Dan Clark. Mentors like these typically charge tens of thousands of dollars for their wisdom and guidance. With the Mentoring Network, you can get it all for free. You can access the network 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through our free app. Thousands of dollars of free mentoring, all available to you instantly. So what do you want from life? A growing business, a healthier body, a more fulfilling marriage? Imagine if a few short minutes a day could put you on a path to create the life you were born for. Are you ready to start uncovering the limitless potential inside of you? Let Strongbrook give you the free gift of mentorship. It's time to take control of your life and steer it towards achieving every single one of your dreams. Ask the person who shared this video with you how you can get access to the Mentoring Network and priceless mentorship for free.
All right. So what you saw right there, there's a couple things that we're going to talk about right now. First of all, I just want to make sure that you understand that we're not schizophrenic, that we are changing the name of it from Strongbrook Mentoring Network to the Limitless Mentoring Network as one of our products. Strongbrook is the name of the company that owns all of it, of course, hence the backdrop here that you can see. But what I'm really excited about as well is not only do we have that free gift for everybody, where you can go on to the Google Play and App Store, type in Strongbrook, and download the Mentoring Network app right now. Start receiving free mentorship right away, and it's really exciting to be able to do so. But we also have an opportunity for you to take advantage of everything that I've just talked about, which is a little bit of a different opportunity. Would you go ahead and bring up the slides one more time? All right, so here's what it looks like. We've got two different options, and these are the most popular options that people will jump into. After you've downloaded the app and you're starting to access some of the free content, there's probably a couple $1,000s worth of free content available for anybody that wants to join the app and really get started on their journey. But going through this, if you want access to everything that we just talked about, the weekly live mentoring, that's a $299 per month value. Our free access pass to every single one of our events. Again, that's a $1,500 per month value because we hold these events every single month. As well as our on-demand mentoring, which is the whole entire library, not just a little portion of it, not just a couple $1,000s that anyone can get for free, but the $250,000 worth of mentorship available on demand. All of that you can get today for joining the network at $99 per month. Now I'll tell you, again, if you've ever tried to hire a mentor, you understand that you can literally pay $10,000 for one mentor's time for one day. I mean, you can do that. We've done that before. But here, you have the gift of ongoing mentorship for just $99 a month. And that is an investment that you make in yourself. This isn't something where I want you to buy something and then put it on the shelf. This is something where if you will tap in and use it every single day, you will start to see that exponential growth. All of a sudden, the results in your life are going to change because you're doing better things. There's a saying that I learned just not too long ago, it's probably been about a year or so, that goes like this. Different isn't always better, but better will always be different. If you've never invested in yourself before, I mean really invested in yourself, then it can feel a little awkward. Maybe it's strange. Maybe you're a little scared to do it. But I will tell you, this investment of $99 a month will be one of the very best investments that you've ever made into yourself. The second option is this, what we call, you get the Mentor Jumpstart Kit, which basically it's $499 one time, and then $99 a month after that. That allows you to do a variety of different things I want to talk about. How many of you, as you're growing, feel like you'd like to get paid as you grow? How many of you, as you experience massive breakthrough, are going to share it with other people? I mean, it's kind of like that question. When you see an amazing movie, do you go out and share it? Absolutely. Do you get paid for it? No. But what if you were experiencing life-changing breakthrough? Would you share that with other people? If you found tools and things that you were learning that were helping you in every aspect of your life, would you share that with people? And as you did share that with people, would you be okay if I sent you a check? If I randomly sent you a check for $4,000 or $1,000 or $2,000, would you be offended at me and send it back? Hopefully not. Hopefully, like most people, you'd take it and you keep it and you cash it. Well, what we've done is we created a system where we can help people right now on their financial freedom journey, where they can get paid while they grow. If you get 3 people on the mentoring network, number one, your subscription, your $99 per month is free. But in addition to that, it's not just free, you're also getting paid. Actually, $52 a month still. So this is an amazing opportunity to grow and get paid while you grow as well, earning a true residual income. Again, creating wealth in all the different aspects of your life. As you're growing personally, you can grow financially as well. We've got a proven business model. We have a business mastermind that is unbelievable, where we meet every Wednesday morning that you can plug into. And at that $499 level, you also get a free coach. Actually, a business coach that's going to help you, walk you through, and help you understand the most successful systems that we're utilizing today. So again, at the end of the day, we've got 2 options here. And then I'm going to give you a free bonus, okay? 2 options. Option number 1, join the mentoring network at $99 a month. Receive the weekly live mentoring, $299 value per month. The free access pass to all of our events. Right? Those are $499 events. There are 3 of them that we talked about, the Wealth Intensive, Limitless, and the Mentor Academy. All 3 of those you get as you're paying that $99 per month. And then, of course, the $250,000 of on-demand mentoring. Option number 2 is pay the $499 one time and the $99 per month, and that helps you to maximize your business commissions and gives you that personal business coach to start growing in your business. Now, after all is said and done, let me just make the invitation. If you want to create a better year, if you want this year to be unlike any other year that you've had before, if you'd like to create better results, then you have to be willing to do something different, right? Be willing to invest in yourself. My invitation is for you to get started today. Join the network. Let us help you achieve all new results that you've never accomplished before. And if right now you're just not sure if any of these are right for you, I want to give everyone here a free gift. And that free gift is a free Get Started consultation to help you launch, where we kind of figure out where you are right now and what we would do if we were in your shoes to start seeing greater success and creating more wealth in your life. That free consultation is, again, my gift to each of you. If you will shoot an email, if you will actually send an email to christine.rushing@strongbrook.com. So that's christine.rushing, R-U-S-H-I-N-G, @strongbrook.com. And in the subject, put free game plan. Then we'll make sure that we offer that free game plan, that free consultation to anybody here that's on the call. But my last invitation is get started with us. Invest in yourself. Create a better result for yourself starting today. And with that, I want to wish you the very best of luck in all things that you do. Thank you so much. We hope to see you here with us sometime soon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.